And there's so much, that I like never really had got a chance to do, man. Like especially like in a literary atmosphere. There's so many like ideas and stuff like I wanted to like inspire, encourage, uplift, pretty much, implement the kingdom derivatives as well as just positive stuff like for that purpose, because that's what I came on the scene representing, and that's what I wanted to finish with. So it's a lot of stuff though like I hadn't had the chance to really embrace because I was so busy fighting for my life, fighting just to be able to exist in society, because of my religion, and I'm a Christian, and society didn't really want me in it, trying to everything to get me out of it, so it's just like it's rough, for the longest. But my testimony, it shows the true reality though. Like I say, it put everything into perspective about my life, and then it shows exactly why, I should absolutely be left alone, and allowed to live my life and, doing what I love and being happy. My testimony shows that there's no reason whatsoever that I shouldn't be able to. So if it's under attack, it's for that reason by the Antichrist, who began it in the first place. So I mean, it's a very, very strenuous situation, for like everything that's good, I guess. I mean, but that's all I know though. My life is a life of being attacked. I don't know how it is, how help is. I don't trust. I don't. It's a lot that happened that you just when you adjust to it, you take some sacrifices, and sometimes you sacrifice your willingness to trust and all of that. So it's a lot, I mean. But to be fair to myself, like it's like, well, it really shouldn't be, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, like I feel like anybody that care about you, they understand. And, like I do things on my own time now, on my own term now. All these years, persecutors, they've been doing things to me, evil stuff to all my life and everything about me and my whole existence on their own time, So I'm like, well, at least I should be able to exist on my own time, right? On my own term. Unless they implying that you belong to somebody. You feel me? Like but I ain't talking about like in a relationship, but I mean like on some weird type stuff, which my testimony shows that that's impossible, So my testimony is a very important part of my life, And so whatever against it, really, really trying to, it's so much they trying to be accomplished, trying to erase a person, trying to steal their identity, and what I'm saying, it's a lot that's going on, and they trying to like destroy my sustainability and everything, So my testimony and everything, it shows that I was better than the, whatever the devil had constructed, all the falsehoods and all of that. And it was pretty much the same, like from an artistic perspective, it was the same situation. Like it shows that, I, like what I mentioned, there's a lot I wanted to do that couldn't do. That's one of the main reasons I've been attacked. What I'm saying? They attack my life to keep me from proving that, the fact that I'm better. What I'm saying? I was better than the things that were attacking me, and better than, the things that lies, try to like discredit my legacy and my artistic contribution and, all of that. So I'm better. I was better than all that. And that's why my life has been attacked for all these years. So I mean, it's a whole lot of pieces to it, man, but everything I want to be public. You know what I'm saying? It has to be because of the nature of what's already happened to me. So that's why when I'm making these recordings, I'm speaking the truth, about my life from experience, man. It's like, but it ain't just because I want to, it's a necessity because of the attack that I'm under. It's like, it's obsessive, cynical, crazy. Like, I mean, not something I brought on myself. It's just, but it's always there though, like just there to just make life impossible to live. And then, the funny thing about that is, because I know I mentioned earlier about, being hostage, intellectual on high levels. The funny thing about that is, I can't really, like being a hostage on high levels, like it's weird because, I can't do, go, what I'm saying? Like it's things I can't do, but by the same token, if I was able to get on a certain tier or plateau of success, that plateau already has been sabotaged as well. So you got these same influencers, they already have death traps for me, like set, or even on that level. So it's like I'm in a unique place, not just in my life, but like in a life for anybody. You feel me? Like, but it's not due to something that I created though. It's just the way the devil had attacked my life and forced me to try to adjust to it. And then when people seeing that the truth and the things, my testimony, then that shows people that it's something to it and it's something worth looking into, which my situation was, and is, it's not something, it's not a sham, it's not no benefit to me other than the right to exist as a person, exist as a brand or artist, like an author and an artist, and as a person, as a human, you know what I'm saying, like. And it sounds crazy, but the attack, though, that I've been under for so long is just that dramatic, and it's really nothing else you could do. I mean, anybody who cared about me, I really appreciated it, cared about my situation and all that. I definitely was never in a position, to like defend myself, everybody knew what I stood for. Even, the bad for me, whatever it was that, like, from the beginning, whoever, like, they knew from the beginning, what I embraced, what I stood for, and everything. I mean, I don't think it's really no benefit to nobody, to destroy God, attack God. And so, I mean, it's a lot going on, man. And, as far as like my sustainability, man, it's still, I mean, I told people, man, I'm in the process of, trying to like get all my affairs in order as far as like, case against this situation. I mean, because one thing about me, you at a certain point you realize when, it's way past. Actually, this point for me was already like way 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like when you way past, like when it's way past the point of, any kind of like rationalizations or anything. And that's the kind of situation I'm in. My livelihood's been under such fire still. It's like really just ridiculous, man. Like, I'm still big, what I'm saying? Like, it's like things be, what I'm saying? Like the negligence and stuff in early years, it was all of that stuff that happened all that time. It was allowed in order to equal these set of circumstances now. You know what I'm saying? It was allowed to traumatize me. It was allowed for these reasons it did. That's why now I got certain people's attention on my life right now. Because they is with the intention of completing this crime. So they forcing me into directions that I did not, that I ain't consent to nor want to go to. And, given the nature of my testimony, it shows that this has been a pre-existing situation long before, my profession was anything what it is today. So it's been the same crime. It's a supremacist, it got to do with tyranny and all this kind of stuff that was way back, 14 really. But then, I it's kept carrying over every year, then all the way to this year. Back then, and all this. So that's been a situation like, and so like really just nobody that's, that was really in the way of these devil worshipers, man, in high society. They're demon worshipers, man. They that's why they allow this attack on my life, because they hate Jesus. They are not under God. This would not be possible. Even to this day, like I still get kidnapped and things. I think what it is, is like some people's trying to like rewrite history. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to rewrite history and things that already have been proven to have happened, thus confirming, what I'm saying? Not just the prophecy, but just like really, the things, it's really just my life. You know what I mean? And that's what it be, man. Like, I guess, people be trying to like rewrite history, man. I mean, I know, because I've been through it so many times. I've seen the exact same thing, so, it's certain things, people, places, and things now, that's not very fond of me, because of my talent and stuff. So it's like, Yeah, that's I mean, I've been through that same exact situation. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, man. Like I get kidnapped to go. You know what I'm saying? Like certain places that did. When I get there, you know what I'm saying? I get, it's been time I get attacked, and it's just little stuff like that. That just like shows you what kind of like structures that you are under. Like and it's not under God, or this will not be happening to His vessel. You know what I'm saying? With a long running testimony too. People can attribute it up to cults and satanic cults and all that, but it's not. It's not just limited to that. People, those in positions or whatever, they have a natural responsibility to the people. You know what I'm saying? An obligation to keep order and structure. The only reason why they not is because they have some bias. You know what I'm saying? And in my case, is because I'm a Christian. They're doing all this stuff to me, trying to exile or kill me. That's the two things that they actively doing, passively or actively. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Christian. That's why I'm being attacked in America for the last 7 years, and it's still happening to this very moment. Like it's an ongoing conspiracy that nobody is intervening about. Like on the levels where it need to be. And that's the situation. They intentionally sabotage things like this. It's almost as if it was a declaration of war on like people. It's weird. Like people do to things they couldn't control, and it's crazy. Or just, and then I like to joke, but I tell the truth though, like, because of my talent, some like I turned out like I had more talent than some people's favorites, I guess. So they really, sought out my life totally out of line, you know what I'm saying, out of pocket, you feel me, out of lane, all of that, I built my lane, it's just, it's so much that I've been through already. And still going through, but I ain't fooled. It don't never cross my mind compromise though. I still got all my faith still strong as it was back in the days. You can see as evident in my testimony what type of man I am. So when you see the substance of my character, then you see why the structures are. When you see who or what type of person the structures are attacking. You know what I'm saying? And that was like in my testimony now. It's just like, it comes in waves, man. They seeing now like just the end of 2017, and they see what kind of mental place I was all the way back, and so it's been like a long running situation like that, you know what I mean? But I done been through this stuff, so many times, so many different, it's just, I made so many recordings already, so I mean, it's like I just feel like anybody that want me to explain something 9 out of 10 already have. You know what I'm saying? It's already in the recording, or it's in the quote, or it's in one of my poetic works, my literatures, my novels. For fans and supporters, I also want to speak on this, like the children books and stuff that I had talked about. Probably like they was last year, I want to say, way last year, and then I had mentioned it like the year before that anyway. So I don't know, I'm looking for my I'm gonna run across my quote about it. But yes, that's still in the works too, man. I got some like skits and outlines and stuff, about the whole project. So that's definitely on the horizon too still. I got some great literary work ideas on my novels. You know what I'm saying? Those things that still, exist in concept. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, all Christians and saints, keep, stay up, God's will, I'll be able to, I'm definitely getting to that good stuff. I'm trying to think what else I need to touch on persecution, my art, legacy. Yeah, man, it's a lot, man. I think persecution is very, very important though, man, because I'm still being heavily persecuted, like for this reason, so I can't express, what I'm saying, or glorify God, because it's an antichrist society. It has to be. That's the only explanation for it. You know what I'm saying? They got different various types of ways that they just torture and harass you, you know what I'm saying, in order to prevent you from expressing your talent. And they allow circumstances to envelop your life in order to facilitate their secret, hidden, and ulterior motives. And I'm a personal witness of their involvement, of the devil worshippers in high society, or, is sometimes it's like it's tied to race, and sometimes it's race and devil worship. So it's like, you know what I mean? Not things that matter to me personally, but being as to how I've been so egregiously attacked and I'm forced to acknowledge the reality thereof. So it's like, well, there it is. So I gotta talk about it because it's still here. You feel me? So I'm like, well, it's happening to my life. You know, they make the applications for, you know, as a way to facilitate their framing, but I don't. You know, I just talk about my life. You see, I always redirect it about my life, my circumstances, my testimony, things I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? It's too simple that they want to, you know what I'm saying? They put it to people who they thought feel like, well, if you think that person guilty, then do what you got to do, you know? I mean, personally, I point fingers at the devil. You know what I'm saying? Early on, they see I was talking about the devil. Some people got offended. What that tell you? Feel me? Man, situation like that, I could post Bible verses straight from the Bible. You know, it offended. It just, you know, it's deep, man. But I be just as direct as the persecution, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to increase the longer it stays persistent on my life. Because my testimony shows there's no cause for the presence of it. Period. You know what I'm saying? At all. And so, I mean, that's the situation. So, I mean, no matter, like, who destroy me, you know what I'm saying? I get, like, threats and stuff, you know what I mean? Whatever who destroy me, man, it's always going to be the cavity. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be those who allow, you know what I'm saying, the circumstance of the snowball to such an extent. So, I'm like, and plus, I'm an eyewitness, too. Everybody know that, the whole world. And plus, also, you know what I'm saying, you see all the bits and pieces of fragments. You know, you see things that I can't control in race, you know, my race, and then you see my extraordinary talent. Then you see how people of other brackets been trying to steal my stuff and, you know, bits and pieces, assimilating it and, you know, copying my junk and doing all that. Then you know all of that is linked together, you know what I'm saying? And they got certain people in position to help all that go smoothly. So it's an ongoing crime situation, and you know, given the nature, I'm forced to further address it. Like, I mean, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, because it's my creations, you know, I'm gonna fight for them, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, for me, it's just a survival thing for me, though. It's not, it went way past a thing of any other way. It just became a survival thing. And so you got these satanic cults that catpaw, you know, they stick their hands into your life, you know, and sabotage your sustainabilities and all that. I've been going through that for a while, and it's still a reality. So I mean, y'all crazy, man. Like, they force themselves on you. Then the absence of, you know, the negligence or the absence of, you know, action against them, like, it's still allowing the thing, like, to continue. You feel me? Like, the insult, the injury, you know. They don't know how much injury I already have, you know, but just by my testimony. And just think, you know. So that's the situation, man. No matter if they get other people, you know what I'm saying, to facilitate their thing from other lands, then, I mean, it's still the same. You feel me? I mean, yeah, man, it's a lot, though. A lot messed up, though. My faith still strong, though. They hate Jesus, man.